I know it looks, oh, that's probably because I should have this a little bit further. I guess. Ow! Sometimes I just don't really know how I have things set up until I get on, because even when I try to check it, so, alrighty. How's everybody doing? All right, sexy souls. So I got coffee, finally. Finished the fast, and holy moly. You know what? I still have a little bit. Good Lord, though. All right, so I just got done going to my baby's like awards ceremony type of thing. He's in the 8th grade, meaning he's no longer going to be, or today's his last day in the 8th grade. He's no longer going to be in the 8th grade. He's no longer going to be a middle schooler. He is now officially, he's officially a high schooler. And I don't know if anybody knows what that's like as a parent, but it's like, it just went by so fast. So that had me in my feels afterwards. Super proud of him. Obviously, he tries his hardest all the time. Got some awards and everything. I'm just really proud of who he is. So, and I know that I'm not the only one that has been in the motherhood kind of like, I see 144 at the top, that mothery type of energy, because I was actually talking to somebody else earlier today about motherhood wounds and what that looks like. And it's like, there's this sense of, and the thing that I kept saying, instead of a little prayer, it's a little something that I say all the time for my children. And I think it's pertinent because it wouldn't leave my brain as I was trying to get ready for this. And I was like, oh my gosh, Spirit, you're going to make me emotional. Stop. And I was fighting. I was like, don't do it. Is my prayers always, because nobody can there's nothing I can do about what my children encounter in life and what they will experience, but I know at the base of everything that can make someone feel like they're pushing through, especially when you're a child, is to feel loved. It's like that can be your saving grace, and when life begins to present itself to you at a very young age. And it's not so much, I don't want my children to know that I love them. I want them to feel loved. And wrapped in that is all kinds of, and not just feel loved. I want them to feel loved as a whole, but to feel I love them, right? Also. And so a part of that is like, I was thinking about what that meant, and it's a lot of, you feel seen when you're loved, right? Because when you feel loved, it is like for authentic, because love is authentic, for authentically who you really are, right? Like who you are is a-okay. It is beautiful. It is worthy. It is, and children are not inherently I don't want to say they're not born with it, but it's like they're not necessarily well rooted in that, right? They always look to those around them for the security until they realize that they can provide that for themselves, right? And so what we give them is of utmost importance, but we can't control what the world does, how it behaves, the people they will interact with, the events that might occur. There's no sheltering them from that. The thing that helps propel them when they're at that tender age is feeling true, authentic love, which means you're seen, you're accepted, you feel worthy. It's like, and so my prayer is always, and they just kept repeating that one little sentence. Like, I hope you feel loved. So I think that is the hook. Like, I'm giving you the backstory to it, but the thing that wouldn't let go before I got on was, as long as you feel loved, because the other shit doesn't matter when you have that foundation. Of course it's difficult. Of course it's hard. Of course, you struggle. Of course you'll get angry, but you got to feel underneath of it loved, whether it's by yourself, spirit, your family, like, you know what I mean? Like, that is like a foundation that helps you to bounce back in all kinds of situations. It helps you to continue to move forward. It helps you to have hope when hope feels too heavy for you to have, for you to carry. So there's something from that phrase, and I don't know how it's going to play out, but I definitely feel like I'm tapping into that. And it's a very heartfelt, nurturing type of energy, right? So let's see where we go. What's going to be said from Spirit. Oh my God. That is the first coffee in 2 days. Thanks, LP. All right. Let's see what we've got. So they're already bringing me to starting here with the Archangel Tarot deck. Yes. LP, yes. Fuck. Alrighty. Because you know what? He's always going to have that foundation to come back to. I want him to know that. If you start out life not knowing what love is, and take your interpretation from the external world and what you see and what you experience and the way people program it to be, you start thinking it's a checklist of things instead of this sense of security within oneself, you know what I mean, that you can thrive from, because love is really like the nutrients in which we, and so we can't imagine, we do know when that's not present, right? Either for for a child or our inner child or anything like that. So maybe today is about the self. Let's start there, because obviously even as we get into adulthood, like the idea to be able to expect much of anything when we don't feel that sense of internal love as a foundation, you know what I mean? So anywho's, today was a day. Got all emotional with my baby because I can look at pictures just 2 years ago and he still looked like a baby. And he looks like a freaking grown ass man right now. He's still got a little bit of growing to do, but he has a mustache and all kind. I'm like, So, how are you, Rita? All right. Let's dive in. Okay, so we're going out of order because usually the center card is the overall energy, and they are giving me like a completely different. Maybe I should have pulled more. I don't know. Not yet. Okay. Because it's like going at first they're like these two but it is. I mean, so I'm starting over here. It's not normal. I have like a pattern or routine. I don't really have, what is this called, spreads that I do per se. I just read the cards and tell me a story. But generally, the center card, if there is a center card, like even numbers, is like the overall energy. And I'm like, okay, fantastic. So let's see here. This Page of Water, Page of Cups. Love you, Manishka. So they're heavily. When I say heavily, because here's the thing. When I say heavily, it's like sometimes the words will pop out at the bottom, and that's like that is all they're saying. That is all they mean. And it won't be all the words, it'll be one word, it'll be a few sentences, that kind of thing. And the very first thing it says is a new person enters your life. They're like, ding, 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 stop, full stop. Like that's all this card is saying is a new person is about to enter someone's life. And it makes sense because I'm trying to read the bottoms of these, and the bottoms of these do not feel like they are the story. It feels like these are two people. That's why I was like, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, because I was like, how do I make this the middle energy then? If that's a, and they're like, start here. I was like, okay, all right. So a new person's entering somebody's life. We have a feminine and a masculine, two separate individuals right here. Obviously, this is the Queen of Swords. This is the King of Wands. So we have air energy and we have fire energy. If that, for some people, that's pertinent. So you can always potentially look at those signs or the corresponding signs, or you can take a look at the energies that those embody, right? Those elements embody. They just have me flip it back. There's something pertinent about the Queen being in front first of the let's find out. Hold on. Because it's giving me okay, so let me just show you. She feels very mystical, very like I'm like whoever is embodied, whoever is represented. For fuck's sake, I'll get it together. I know, Mercury retrograde, completely done and over with. But there's that my mouth don't get it. My brain and my mouth don't get it. I've never been impacted. Like I swear to you, I've joked around before, but I've never really actually been impacted by Mercury. And then when Mercury retrograde, and I was like, or January, y'all, in May. Maybe there's something about January for somebody, but I think it was in retrograde then too. But I'm just saying, I'm just gonna get it together, Shauna. So, I'm not recovered. Period, point blank. I don't know what the problem is, but take a look at her. She's focusing on this. It's like a crystal ball with this unicorn in it. Like everybody wants the unicorn. Everybody wants to meet the unicorn. Everybody wants to be the unicorn, right? I always take it as the unicorn is very prominent in this deck. It's also prominent in the Secret Tarot. The Strength card, right, in the Secret Tarot. Instead of having a lion that's being tamed, it is as if she's celebrating, petting, and loving on the unicorn. Because it takes complete strength to be utterly who the fuck you are. Right? Who you truly, genuinely, sincerely are. So we've got someone in their feminine energy trying to, I want to say, cultivate and live into their unicorn self. Right? And in doing so, it has something to do with what I want to feel like is something either destined, fated, or like a part of their path. It feels like there's a very etheric energy that comes along with this. Very intuitive, psychic. And I know it sounds really funny because this is the Queen of Swords. But like I told you, none of what the Queen of Swords feels like is this. I feel like like they're actually bringing in like the element of air. And maybe this is like one of the battles that this individual has in being their complete unicorn self is they do embody the air element, which is very logical, right? And that might be the thing that gets in the way sometimes. But take a look at the way that she's looking at this. Now it almost looks like she is about to come into this person. Now, the King of Wands or Fire, whatever you want to call him, he's sitting up here on the dragon. Like, maybe unicorns and dragons mean something to people. It does not happen frequently where I'm all like doing like this. Okay, guys, I don't read like this. But this person isn't seeing her, but he's looking off into the distance. He's almost turned, like his back is turned, and they really wanted to keep her on this side of him, right? I feel like when following her unicorn self, despite being a very intellectual, logical, whatever type of person, by following her, being authentically as herself, that means all the quirks and all, like every fucking thing, okay? All of it, embodying it, being it, exuding it, holding that to the highest standard. Like she holds that as her ultimate goal. Does that make sense? And so as long as you're doing that, it leads you to this person. So if you were to go, how is this new person going to enter my life? I feel like a feminine is about to bump into someone who embodies masculinity. So femininity is more of the creative type, the intuitive, the in a state of receptivity. And really, she, through following that thing, okay, by following that, like it's her North Star, she runs into him. And the King of Fire is somebody who's exceptionally focused, very motivated, ambitious, like very much so in a leader position, right? Like that's one badass king. He's not sitting on a throne. He's sitting on a creature, a mythical creature that can burn an entire village down, that can soar higher so he can see everything. It gives him the swiftness of movement. Like this person is just in a very authoritative role, position, energy. Okay. And I think that that's more who they are versus their job. Let's find out. Okay. Six of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles on the split. It's like following intuitive nudges and hits. And by following that, by following what you feel is your true North Star, you inevitably or invariably run into this person. That flipped with business. This is the Hermit. What did I just say? By following your North Star. Okay, the story of the Hermit. In this lantern is the star that is discussed in the star card for the major arcana. It is the Merkaba. Okay, it is that inner guidance. It is the inner divinity, the inner knowing, your inner intuition, and following that. And the fact that I was saying that and I flipped the fuck out like that. Somebody is following. Yeah. Okay, good confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. And that leads to the King of Fire, to this king, to this masculine energy, the one that has the ambition, charisma, the motivation, the power, a very powerful person. And this isn't like super CEO of such and such company kind of type of power. This is like the person that somehow makes shit happen in their life when they see a singularity of focus. This motherfucker's not the Knight of Wands. He doesn't get easily distracted by shiny things. He's seasoned. He knows. And there's this level of intensity and force with him. Somebody following their inner compass, their inner knowing, their North Star. Look at the Three of Pentacles with the Eight of Pentacles. Right off the bat, I'm like, both of these very work related. Like there's a particular area of focus here. I heard the word specific, something specific that, okay, there's going to be a level of collaboration with. This is going to be coming together. Three of Pentacles always talks about two parties coming together to create something like a third entity, right? So whether it's somebody, whether it's two people coming together and creating a family, which is this thing in and of itself, or creating a business, or creating life like a child, it is two separate paths coming together, merging to build and create something new. Does that make sense? Three of Pentacles, because Pentacles is all about the external world, your reality, okay? What's actually happening, the things I can touch, taste, and feel. You know what I'm saying? The things that I experience. This isn't the mental realm, the emotional realm. This isn't the etheric. This is reality, okay? And so Three of Pentacles is two things coming together, two different paths, because I usually look at the Pentacles as the actual path, the actual movement along the path. That you know what I'm saying? Like the things that you decide and choose and how you maneuver in life, right? So what you'd be able to visibly see. So two people, two lives, right? With their own objectives, two individual, oh my God, with their own perception of what is right in front of them, coming across one another. And because the two come together, a new path is forged. It's as if two things are merged. Three of Pentacles. Two become one. It brings a level of, it narrows your focus down. It's like there's a feeling of when you cross paths and when those two paths merge, because they will merge somehow. It brings things into focus. You're able to get specific about something. And this is also beyond the Seven of Pentacles, where it's like, is it going to break ground? Will it not? Or it's baby, like the baby of something where it just broke ground. This is full-on growth. This is knowing where to focus and tend your energies. You know where to direct your energies, right? Like this is being focused. Like the two of you are going to come together, whoever this is, and you're going to end up focusing on something together and building it and creating a whole new trajectory and path together. I don't want to tell you what that was. I don't want to tell you what that was. Just saying. Looky, looky what we found. The Star card. Look at the thing that connects these two cups. Is this angelic being, this individual in the middle, this as if guiding it, right? So two cups come together to create like one continuous flow. But this is also, they're giving me the idea of, because the alchemy and the Star card is about the tangible world here, our 3D world, our human existence, versus the etheric, the spiritual realm, if you want to call it, and the two becoming one. So it's almost as if what you dream or what you wish, whatever she dreams or wishes, comes to reality upon meeting this person. Well, Miss Air Element. who would have thunk? Who would have fucking thunk that you might be the match? Like this is destined. This is meant to come together. You two are in alignment for whatever reason. I'm not 100% sold that it's all completely love, because I'm still getting the energy of, like, they're really giving me the two paths come together and create a whole new trajectory, a whole new path, which can happen in such a myriad of ways. But the point being is, you really are actually a match to the King of Wands, Queen of Wands. You two mesh so well. It's like it is a soulmate of some form. It is someone meant to come in your life, right? Meant to be present. It's being guided by spirit. Like, it's bringing, the thing that brings the two of you together is the angelic being, or this, whatever, I use that to this spirit. So, like, I would say there's spirit intends for you to meet somebody. It's like the coming together creates something in and of itself. Look, 2 pentacles, each on their own. That's like an Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles running into each other going, shit. Like, you're more of a mirror than you realize. And so you come together to become one. That does sound like love. I'm just saying, spirit. That's not love. But they're also giving you create something external to the two of you. It's like it's like 2 creative individuals coming together, right? And one who might have these airy fairy, idealistic, magical, weird, woo-woo-y kind of idea. And it's like, that's their truest expression, right? Their truest expression of who they are. And it is embracing that. They have a heavy air element or component as a part of that being able to see things. But in, what balances that out is the person that has the ambition, the drive, the motivation, and the follow through. Right? And so it's like, and I said, he's the one that can make things happen. And so there's this coming together that's going to happen. And I think it's going to be surprising how much of a match these two are. Like, maybe either people from the past or people who don't really know you, be like, y'all are like oil and water. Like, I wouldn't have thunk it. I would have never thunk this at all. Okay, so let's get over here. So we've got the Page of Cups with the Page of Swords. Give me just a second. There it be. There be the illustrious card we was waiting for. Oh, bitches, what did I say? Yeah. Told you about the strength card in this deck. The unicorn is important. Someone needs to own their unicorn. And it's funny. You know what? Because the unicorn seems so elusive, like you can't capture it. And maybe whoever the Queen of Swords is feels that way because, well, their logical mind constantly likes to dapple and get in and analyze and feels very rooted in this experience and things like that. And so it's like, being their authentic true self can sometimes feel elusive. But I also feel like this King of Fire and this motherfucker is going to be taken by surprise, okay, when they meet this person, because the King of Wands, King of Fire, King of Wands, what the fuck you want to call it, this masculine person that's in their masculine energy feels like the Queen of Swords or whoever's in their feminine energy is the anomaly. Like you are so unique compared to anybody that they know or have ever met. Okay, let me ruminate just a second. Yeah, so this person's going to have an offering. So this new person that comes in, Page of Swords, is they're going to communicate something and offer something, okay? We're going to leave it broad for right now. All right, we're going to leave it broad. This could be, I'd like to take you out on a date. This could be, can I have your number? This could be, oh, I'd love for you to come to such and such retreat. This could be, oh, I'd love to introduce you to so-and-so at this place. Blah, 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 blah. All kinds of shit, right? Like, who fucking knows? But there's a communication of some kind, because I feel like there's like, when I say offer, it's almost like an invite. It's not just like this big, like, don't limit yourself to a job offering something, right? Although it could be, but think more malleable. Be flexible in what that could look like, right? They will express something. There will be an expression of something. This person comes into your life, and then there's some type of communication with something being extended. Let's leave it like that. They extend something to you. It's like an olive branch or something, okay? 3 of Cups. I feel a hint of the 3 of Pentacles here, but not quite. It feels like, to me. It feels, like, what is that? I could go with the tried and true celebration, but it doesn't feel like celebration. There's something about whatever this offer is like, to me, this feels like an enjoyment. Like it's extended because somebody thoroughly enjoys the other person when you bump into each other, right? Again, he looks at you like you're being the unicorn. And you're like a unicorn to this person. Like your personality stands out, your demeanor, your energy, something about you just stands out, and they love it because it's not conformative. It's like they can tell it's authentically you. That's the thing. And that's like a breath of fresh air. They love your level of authenticity because you are living into your vibe, albeit maybe sometimes difficult for you. So there's a level of enjoyment, and I can't get away from like this, like a social type of aspect. Like, when somebody's drawn in and they can't help but have conversations and want to see you again, or want to, like, it's like, I want to engage with you, which has everything also. Yeah, that's why I feel like it has a hint of the 3, because there's something about, I would love to do blah, blah, blah. I would love for this to happen. Like, I don't know. I would think, okay, this is what it feels like to me, guys. Like, why am I saying like so much? Oh my God. I'm Valley Girl. Whoever the masculine is, whoever this King of Fire is going to be taken back by your skills, your talents, your energy, your authenticity, whatever that is, and is going to extend something to you, communicate with you, right? And it's this feeling of, they're going to be the one to, okay, you bump into them, like, here's how it happens. You following your shit, doing the weird shit, doing the things that you like, following your own inner compass, being hermit, like, he follows his truth. Fuck that shit. I don't care about anything else, okay? And you may be the awkward one, the one left out, the black sheep of the family, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? In whatever dynamic, situation, or circumstance, you just somehow find yourself in that scenario. Okay, I stand out. Oh, even when you ain't trying, right? But you do. And you probably feel self-conscious about it a lot, hence the air element. But because you do you. So if you have shit going on in your life, and you feel like you're being pulled in several different directions. And one of the directions is like there's who you really are, right? Like let's say there's a person that goes to raves and it's like that's really who they are. Like they feel like they're in their fullest expression when they get to do that, right? Obviously, there's other aspects of their life where they're in like a business suit sometimes because they have, but that's not really like really truly reflective, right? And then there's other areas where it's like, then I'll have also my friends, because not everything can be a rave, not everything can be, whatever, colorful, bouncy, even though they would love that in life. So it's like when you do the things, whatever form of expression or movement on your path that reflects you the most, that is how you bump into this person. But it feels like they will initiate or extend the olive branch. Does that make sense? Okay. So here we go. Okay. The illustrious card we've been waiting for. But wait, it's right next to another one that we're like, of course. The Lovers. Oh, love. We was like, is it love? I don't know. There's a high probability for some of you it is love, okay? I'm just going to say that much, all right? It is also a choice. Because you're the kind of person who are like, in certain areas of their life, they feel more authentically themselves, but they do things in their life and associate with certain people where they can't be authentically themselves because I need money or I need whatever. And so they're doing these other things, right? This is what I'm saying. Okay. So imagine bumping into this person who looks and feels in their energy like they the boss. Like they the kind of energy that gets shit done. They're on their A game, everything else like that. You might feel like in that moment, I should be the other part of me. I should put the mask on. I should behave that way because maybe this is not the person to do this with, right? And it's like, that could cross your mind, right? You could be like, hesitant, or you may find yourself being a certain way when you encounter this person. You're like, and once you realize that either they're watching you or when you get a feel for their energy, you might sometimes we shrink back, right? Oh, okay, is this a safe space to do, that kind of thing? But it might be too late. Okay, so like your unicorn kind of got out the bag. I'm just gonna you let it go, woohoo, out the bag, and it's over. At that point, every motherfucker from everywhere is coming to see this goddamn unicorn. I'm just saying, okay? So you may not be able to hide it so well. You may be in a situation where you may not be able to hide it so well, right? You may be walking to a rave and like encounter something that happens on the streets, and it's like there's no hiding what you look like. You know what I mean? Like there's no like, and so and you talk and you say, and people and someone's like they're intrigued, okay? The reason I say that because we have the Lovers, which is also, I'm getting a big choice energy about this. And then we have, dun, 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 the illustrious Tower moment, which really means this is fated. Like this is, and I already told you that with the Star card. I'm like, somebody's coordinating something. So if you feel like somehow in real life, I can't be my unicorn self because there's a lot of people that shun that. But for whatever reason, Spirit's not allowed you to completely give that up, right? They always seem to find the one person that invites you to go do X, Y, and Z, or like you just keep getting diverted back onto that path. Like even though you're like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And it's like, whoop, yes, I am. Like if you keep finding yourself that way, that's because that's the path. That's the aspect that's going to get you into their coordinating shit. Okay, quit getting the damn way. Just listen. Lovers with the Tower, like this connection that's coming together, meant to happen. But on the other side is that Strength card. You owning, loving, and being you, your unicorn self. Look at this. You befriended that. So whoever I'm talking to, you may have tried to veer from the woo-woo, from the authentic, the weird self, right? That unicorn part of yourself. And you probably tried to abandon it a million times, and somehow you got right back onto that path, and you're like, okay. And it's because that was the path, like it was leading you. Little did you know it was leading you somewhere. It was leading you to meet somebody, to create a whole new path, a whole new trajectory forward. And if you're this motherfucker right here, she's friends with that. This is a bitch that's like, you want to see my unicorn? Look how pretty my unicorn is. I love her. Like, she's no longer afraid. Strength card means you're brave as shit. You have courage. You have conquered that little and wants to sit there and shame you internally for the unicorn. Like, the level of acceptance of this takes strength, especially in today's society, probably any society, any point in time. Especially when you're the Queen of Swords. Can I just tell you that? When you're the Queen of Swords and that little gremlin, that mind, that logic likes to come in with that damn logic. So the reason I say that there might be, if this is a person, whether it's love or not, you have a choice to make. The encounter in and of itself is fated. But for whatever reason, I'm feeling like these two come together. This is the one time where the center card's the overall energy, right? It's like, this is meant to happen, right? And it's a pivotal moment, right? Like, your next new path could be determined by it. Whether you choose, lovers, to come together with this person or not. Does that make sense? You don't realize it, but this moment that you interact with this person and there's an olive branch extended and all that kind of stuff, whatever that olive branch looks like in that communication, the offer, whatever you want to call it, whatever that motherfucking thing is, your choice of yes or no determines your trajectory path forward. Oh, okay. Okay. So you can choose to, like, I feel like like they're saying, make sure you choose to be completely you. Like, don't overemphasize the unicorn as if it's the only aspect, even though it really is your true core. But don't fucking hide it either. Let it out of the bag. Walk it around, parade it around. You know, like, own it. Love it. Don't shy away from that expression of yourself, because the unicorn is a lot of times our choice to hide the unicorn is us expressing ourselves, presenting ourselves to others in a different facet. They're like, express yourself in this capacity. There's something that hinges on even the part of you that feels awkward or weird in doing so, or maybe clumsy at it sometimes, or the part in the logical part of you that's like, I don't know if this is the right time and place for this. Do it. Okay? Because this fated choice or decision or coming together, this is what got you to this place. Don't hide that bitch now. Don't hide that bitch now. Okay, they want a different one. Give me just a second. Hold on. I mean, I could. Okay, we're going to do Storm and Tarot. Where are we at? 44. Jack Mac. That's a cool name. Dr. Victor Adabochu. I butcher names, just FYI, and you guys. It is. I have all the love in my heart. That does not mean that I still don't butcher names. I don't mean to. Y'all, I've been trying to talk today. Not even the right words are coming out, so nobody should hold it against me. Just saying. Ooh, that was fun. Okay, hold on one second. Let me fill into this. Something about these two people coming together creates a foundation for the next phase in life, the next stage in life. Like the platform from which things will springboard from or build upon. So we've got the tower moment. Get it? Like something fated and destined happens, and obviously it's related to like the whole removal of something so something solid can be built. Okay, so something's meant to be built because we got the Three of Pentacles again. And it's like whatever this new trajectory is sets the tone. When I say new trajectory, I'm talking about Three of Pentacles, like the two paths coming together to create a whole new path. Like two paths cross and they both end up going down the same path or create a whole new path. Like I feel like the two people that are doing their thing had no intentions of this new third thing that's created from them coming together. No intentions of it. Not on their fucking radar. But because the two come together, a new path forms. It's kind of like a path that is only available if the two come together. If these two already independent existing people moving along their path meet, does this new path like for either one of them? It reminds me of those, like the video games when people play them. My son knows all the ins and outs. And there's these tricks, right? Like there's these groups of kids that will sit there and talk. And it's like to the normal person, right? You think there's only one way to get through the level. And there's some hidden secret passageway. And it's like, if you've ever played Mario, any of those games, sometimes the only way to open it up is to have a figure stand on this thing and stand on this thing to trigger something to open up. It's like the only way this path opens to you is about these two energies coming together and moving forward. And whatever new path, new trajectory forms as a result of these two people meeting creates the foundation for everything else that's about to come. Okay, so I want to know about the olive branch. I don't know about you, but I'm nosy. Like, I feel like I'm not fully saying it right. I feel like I have to, like the words aren't right, so that's why I call it an olive, but like something's being extended to you through communication. Like there's some kind of like connection, and I'm like, what is being offered? What is this? The offer doesn't sound quite right. I don't know why the words are just not feeling right, but I feel like Spirit's getting soap opera-ish right now. It's getting like Disney movie kind of whatever right now. I'm like, what's on offer? What's being extended? And they're like, the world. And I'm like, stop with the dramatic shit, okay? Spirit, what the fuck? Let's say the only way to get onto this path is through the coming together of these two people. And for a shit ton of you, it probably is love, but I know there's somebody out there, this isn't about love. I can't get away. It's kind of like the unicorn. Like for a lot of people, it'll mean this, but I'm like over here, I'm like, I feel a different energy. You ain't one of them. What's going on with you? Like, I can't help. Like, if everybody in the room is wearing green and one motherfucker walking wearing red, they stand out. So I get like this sliver of energy. Like, I can't fully say it's love for everybody, right? And I almost want to be like, well, are you up in this reading? Like, I don't know. It feels weird. Okay, so the Page of Swords is the World card with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, first off, holy shit, with the two major arcana they chose to pull out to describe what's on offer, what's being extended, right? And I'm like, okay, that's a big statement, Spirit. The world, like fortune, things going in your favor, the change, major change, and I'm like, and it's just like, it's like a world you wouldn't be exposed to or have the opportunity, to be a part of. And it's funny though, because there is a level of, I can't say King of Wands isn't already a part of this world, but the two of you coming together takes you down a path that neither one of you saw. Which means even if it's a world, like I feel like, because it's being extended to you, so it's a new world to you, not necessarily to them. But even maybe they couldn't have fathomed that their life, even being in the circle that they're in the world, or the like, when I think of a whole new world, I'm thinking like people, places, things, experiences, like all of it wrapped up into one. It's like people that get to do things that you just never dreamt of doing. Like it's a whole new world. And so it's like, it brings massive change, very positive. It changes the trajectory. And so when they're saying world, I feel like you're being introduced into something that you wouldn't have even had the ability to be a part of, or get to know, or walk amongst, or experience if it wasn't for them. Now, I'm not saying life wouldn't be great, right? Like there's a whole, like whatever path this gives you takes you to one world that you've never experienced, and you probably didn't see yourself being a part of, which brings in the idea of like networks of people, places, things, that kind of stuff. But that doesn't mean like you couldn't have gone this way and there'd be a totally different world. I'm just saying whatever this is, it's a change. It's a very fortunate future. It's a very positive turn of events. But I'm looking for specifics. But it's like access to a world you've not been a part of yet. That's really what I want to say. Whatever is extended offers up access to a world you've not been a part of. My nose is itching. I prefer. Okay, so now we're gonna feel like, okay. Oh, I get it. That's what the Three of Cups was trying to talk. I was like, I feel social. I'm not necessarily like, it wasn't like, ooh, we're gonna celebrate like a party. It feels, that's what they're talking about. I was like, I feel like it's a network, a new net. It is, because the Three of Cups is all about, Two of Cups is two people coming together. But then when it goes beyond just a couple scenario, this is the social aspect. This is social networks, like environments, all that kind of stuff. So yes, they're being very serious. Like this takes you into a trajectory. So you could, this could introduce new friends. It could introduce new environments. But there's something about, like, not everybody experiences this. So this would feel not mundane, not same old in your life, right? It feels completely different than the experience you've had up to this point. But I also feel like, it's giving me this vibe. And I'm not saying it is this one, but you know how it's like, unless you know somebody that's famous or like a celebrity or actor, you wouldn't necessarily get in. Like you got to have that in. You've got to have the foot through the door. Most people have never attended a red carpet event. Most people have never gone to a party full of celebrities and things like that, right? It's like sometimes certain areas of the world feel like they're so vastly different than others. And the experience, this could be like going from one country to the next. You know what I mean? It has that feeling to it where it's like, So imagine, this could go career-wise as well. Like, whatever is extended, it could be like, uh, uh, you know, someone working for an insurance company, getting an opportunity at Google. Like, why don't you come over here? I'd love you to meet these people. And it's like vastly different. Vastly different. It's like moving from the United States, where we work ourselves until we're dead, literally, and moving to Europe, where they value your personal time and self-nurturing and things like that. And had you stayed in the United States, you would have never experienced life like this. Where camaraderie and those that you get to be around, and like the connections are more important. It's that type of energy. It's like a different world than the one you're used to. And why is that important? How does that play into this new path that forms? And then we'll cut it off. Sorry, I'm just checking some things. Oh. All right. So okay. It's funny because the thing that seems so different to the King of Wands is you. Like you stand out. And I don't want to sound mean, but the thing for you that stands out is the world that the King of Wands may be a part of, and that you will get access to through your affiliation with this person. So the King of Wands isn't getting a whole new world, but he is, because now you're in it. Like, it changes everything. There's something about your presence, your being, who you are. Like, there's plenty of creative projects out there that we all go, if there was any other people involved in this, right? Podcasts, anything, it wouldn't be as good. Like, there are TV shows where it's like, the only reason this shit works is because these people are part of it. Like, there's something about the people being important to that. And so that's what the king sees. But for you, it's like, the unicorn that you think that the King of Wands has, or the dragon, is this whole world you've never had access to. Okay. And so the path moving forward, there's a distinction that needs to be made with that. Okay, so I don't know if I want to get as specific with this. I said move over to the Lenormand then. I tell you what, just bear with me. This is interesting. This is an interesting read, I'm just going to say. You know what, LP? I just saw it where you said, gonna love this nurturing reading. And I'm over here waiting. I'm like, where's the nurturing coming in? Because, even when the reader finally connects the fucking dots, they were bringing me to, I get it. Well, bitches. Okay, let's hear. This is how we go. Okay. Because the saying at the beginning that they kept, as long as you feel loved. As long as you feel loved. And that's the foundation. We talking about how love is the foundation. And then we've got the Four of Pentacles here talking about these two paths coming together. And so maybe, okay, maybe they're saying no. For some, it is about meeting a person where it's very romantic and a lot of love. And the point being is that this new trajectory forward, this new path forward, it sets a foundation of feeling very, very loved in life. And so your performance in every other area of your life, because you feel loved, is different. Like, that's the reason why this is coming in now. That's the reason why it needs to be guided together, because it is a foundation. As much as it is important for children, it's important for your inner child. And spirit recognizes that and believes that this is what's best to happen first before the rest of everything blooms, because it is that seat, that cushion that you can rest in and feel secure. For others, I did talk about how being loved is equivalent to being seen for who you truly are, your authentic self. And it's like, for once, when meeting, like, when this path has to deal with something other than meeting this person, deals with something other than love, like other than romantic love or partnership in a romantic way, it's talking about you will still feel loved for the unicorn that you are, because you may not have really been in a space or a circle or network of people that truly saw you and just loved you because of the unicorn self that you are. So yes, it does. It is a very nurturing, and maybe the air element is not understanding the connection just yet, but the experience of it will be. And there's a decision. Oh. This is, I swear to God, this is all about no longer being alone. It is feeling loved by the world because of those that will surround you. And it starts and hinges on meeting this person, coming across this person's path. And funny thing is, the only way to get to meet this King of Wands is by having the strength and the faith and the love of self enough to only focus on your inner unicorn and allow that to be the thing that guides you. Because we have the Tower card, which is all about autonomy, singularity, an individual, like isolation, those types of energies. We have the Scythe, which cuts that out. It's like the end of being alone. And then we have the Messenger card, which is all about people coming in, someone new coming in. So this is the end of having to do it alone. And not feeling loved. Whether it's by a partner, life partner, or the people that surround you, the community that's with you, you feel loved. And maybe for those where, like, you belong, like, feeling loved makes you feel like you belong. It helps to root you within yourself. And I guess the choice is, will you let other people love you? Will you let love be the foundation? And maybe somebody hasn't ever really thought of it in this capacity. So much can grow. Because in those moments where you falter, where you feel unstable, or where you don't feel well rooted within yourself, that's the whole point. That's the point that I was making in the beginning when I talk about I want my children to feel loved. Of all the things. I am not a perfect mother. I am not perfect at anything. But if they can feel love, then that gives them something to fall back on. When things happen in the world, that sense of knowing they are loved gives them a soft blanket to retreat to or to fall back on. It's like when internally they're not capable of loving themselves, or internally they question that and they don't know how to do that. Same for you. You will have this foundation of love around you for those moments when you're not strong enough to do it for yourself or capable to do it for yourself. And Spirit says this is important for you. This is important for the path we want to take you on. Because maybe that path isn't the I don't want to make it sound like it's treacherous, but it's like maybe that'll be important. Maybe it's just about fucking time. But you have to allow it. That's the whole point of the Lovers card, is the base. That's why they call it the choice card, because love is a choice. So for any mothers out there who just want their children to feel loved, you've got to remember too, though, that it is their choice as to whether they let themselves feel loved. That much you cannot control, right? It's still a choice. This is a choice. It can be offered to you, but you don't have to accept it. Maybe, and I know there are people out there that don't see the value in this type of support network, and it doesn't seem, it's like I value my self-love most, and they're very autonomous individual, like whatever it is, but this isn't for that person. Oh, at the bottom, I look at the bottom, I have to show you. Like, this is an exceptionally wonderful, beautiful communication that's coming through. Okay, is like it turns it's a very uplifting, positive, something being extended. I don't know if I really want to get into the details any more than that, because I feel like sometimes we lose the overall message that's meant to come through, which is this. Like I've told you the backstory of how this is going to happen, and it is keep being your unicorn self. And then when these paths cross, there is an opportunity where it's like the two can come together to create a path you didn't even envision before, you didn't know was possible. But there's a merging that can happen, and you have to choose that. And it creates a foundation of where you always feel loved, not just not just that you love yourself, but you feel loved. And it allows you, there's just a new area of focus because of it. It also allows you to build and expand. And the funny thing is, what I want to say is that maybe this person at first comes across as somebody that's not in alignment, but you are so in alignment with this individual. Maybe this person has been looking for somebody else that has a unicorn also. Maybe most of the people that they encounter in life do not parade their unicorn around for everybody to see. They do not let the unicorn pop out of the bag, and it's like, and this person, that's what they enjoy and prefer. Maybe they own their unicorn. And so it's an anomaly to meet another person, because remember, we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. And maybe your weird doesn't look like their weird on the outside, which is where the oil and water comes in, but it's like, it matches. It's in alignment, so. Alrighty, well, that is the message. Pretty cool, actually. It went places and came back around full circle. So, Alrighty, I hope that reaches whoever it's meant for. Have a fantastic, wonderful day. I think next week is going to be the week that we will be able to do our live readings, like personal readings. So yeah. All right. Y'all have a fantastic, wonderful day. That was a kiss. Like I meant to dig it was just, but have a fantastic, wonderful day, and I will be back on soon.